Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to the Tower of Fantasy video. Alright, if you guys are not aware, they announced Cobalt B as the next simulacrum that will debut in the next banner. So this is going to be kind of an interesting one. A lot of us, some of the players were predicting that it could be Ruby, but looks like Ruby will be the one after Cobalt B. And this is going to be extremely awkward. It's going to put two flame units back to back perhaps, unless Ruby is not next after Cobalt B. Now, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, let's check it out together, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts along the way. Now this is the one from the official YouTube.
Feedback last time.
Feedback. Adjustments have been made.
Is it me or the voice sounds really cool?
I'm not sure if it meets our expectations.
I really like the English voice acting in this one.
So I'm gonna.
But this is a very well made trailer.
The center of balance is tilted to the left. Need to redo the balance.
Alright, so one thing that we'll notice here, they literally mention the date itself. Alright, October 6th. So at the time I'm posting this video, there's about 9 more days approximately. So I'm not sure if it's going to clash with the Claudia banner, because that's also 9 more days, right? So there's a chance that it doesn't overlap. But hey, this trailer makes her look really strong. Okay, so I believe that's her skill.
We got some interesting data today. So, I have a new idea.
Yeah, so the playstyle wise, she looks really cool. But let me show you guys, like I mentioned, if you go to the special order right here, you will notice that the Claudia's metrics, there's still 8 days 10 hours. I'm not sure, like usually they will try to overlap 2 banners together. So far that has happened with Nemesis and Freak. It overlaps for a short period of time. It has happened with a Claudia and Freak as well. So maybe Cobalt B won't actually overlap. It looks like, based on the dates at least, it doesn't seem so. Okay, so as of the time of me posting this video, they have included the Cobalt B, what do you call this, skills and everything. You can basically look it in the warehouse. So we're going to talk about all of this, compare it with the what we know in the CN server, and give you guys my thoughts along the way. The first thing you guys will notice is immediately the shatter value is increased. Now this is insane, alright, for them to straight up increase the shatter value altogether. Now, how much has it increased from the CN? Now if you look, CN, we have about 6.5 shatter. Global, 12.5 shatter. Now this is literally the first time I've seen them done this. They've never changed any shatter or charge value for any characters whatsoever. So for them to do this shows that maybe potential future characters like Lin and stuff may have the shatter and charge values nerfed as well. So we're gonna have a separate discussion for that, but for now you can see shatter gets buffed, which I think is pretty cool. Now let's talk about the rest of the kits, right? Let's talk about the stars overall. Now Cobalt B is one of the characters that's been known to be very dupe hungry. Like it's hard to make her work at 0 stars, preferably. Again, big shout out, credits to Sova_TOF. So we're gonna draw comparison to the CN server, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts along the way. So number 1, we'll notice at 1 star, each round of attacks deals additional damage equal to 2% of the target's current HP, and it cannot exceed 180% of attack. So one thing that we notice is this is the 1 star in CN, this is how it operates. 2% of the enemy's max HP as bonus damage up to 200% attack. So max HP decrease to current HP, number 1, target's current HP, alright, and then I believe the damage up to 200% attack, that will also be readjusted. So this is like a kind of a nerf again. Like, will this be a big deal, right? Like based on our experience, based on my experience, like looking at Freak skill, it's sort of like the same thing. Global gets nerf or rather rework, sort of, and yeah, Freak is still really strong. Like she's still really strong regardless after the adjustments made to her. So I'm not sure how big of an impact this is, but especially for bosses where Here's the thing, right? In CN server, when Cobalt B first came out, she's known to be the boss killer or the boss slayer. Like there's that term for her because of her ability to do a lot of the burn DOT and also this particular 1-star, right? Especially when you use the weapon skill, 2% of enemies max HP is a lot. She can literally solo a lot of bosses if you try to solo a lot of world bosses. But to reduce from max HP to current HP, not sure if how significant that will be, but definitely that's a little bit of nerf already that we can observe so far. At 3 stars, using the skill or dodge attack on burning targets will apply this thing called the Ionic Burn. Now this is apparently unique to her. This will deal 90% of attack as flame damage every 10 seconds, every second for 10 seconds, right? So this 90%, apparently the multiplier is going to be reduced to 40%, as you guys can see right here, right? So from 90% to 40%, again, more than half reduce. And that's the same case with Freak. Remember back then, Freak has more than half her multipliers were adjusted all the way in her dodge attacks. But after using Freak, like I still feel like she's fine, like to be fair. So is this a huge deal? We'll have to wait and see. At 5 star, if you notice right now, Ionic Burn damage increased to 140% and dodge attacks from any weapon will refresh the burn's duration. So this is like very good for Cobalt B overall because it makes her able to refresh the burn on the enemies. So from 90% will increase to 140%. Let's have a look at global one. It's from 40% increased to 60%. Alright, 60%, 140, more than half. This is more than half. So they are definitely reworking or nerfing her all the way down, which is like insane. The scaling is just way different, right? It's just way different from the CN server, right? And last but not least, the 6 star. This is like if you're a whale and you're going to go all the way. So the skill barrage has a burning effect, lasts 15 seconds. So hitting a target with any weapon's dodge attack reduces the cooldown of barrage by 4 seconds up to 1.5 seconds. Okay, so I think this one is the same, right? 15 seconds. Yeah, this one, there's no change. So 6 star, the same. Exactly the same. Cobalt B has always been the very dupe heavy character because you need her at least for the 3 star to be able to deal additional burn. So that's what makes her really, really strong. This flame damage, burn, extra burn is going to help you a lot. A lot of fire characters, if you guys are not aware, right now I think the best example that I can speak of from my own experience is like Huma, for example, right? Now like you can see, if I were to use my skill on Huma, I can just do this and you can see enemy will receive the DOT every few seconds, right? So that damage, I'm not hitting the enemy and he's still getting the damage every few seconds. So that's what makes fire, especially, and for Cobalt B, you want to have 3 star because she has a lot of off-field damage and that allows you to be able to still do damage even though you are not in the battle. So you can swap to someone else and perhaps, like, I guess in Fire's case, like Lin would be a good example, right? To help you do much more overall damage. And yeah, to have this particular part of her sort of scaled down again. Right now, again, based on what I'm looking, it does definitely feels like a huge nerf. Now, here's the thing, alright, I'll just be honest with you guys. If you're free to play, and the best advice that I can give you is wait. Alright, so why wait? Cobalt B is going to come in the banner for sure, but after Cobalt B, a lot of players have predicted that it's going to be Ruby. Now, if you're trying to build a flame team, a fire team, probably Ruby is going to be the better choice. The only way I can see Cobalt B being better than Ruby, or you need to pull for Cobalt B and over Ruby, is if Cobalt B actually have the flame resonance and Ruby doesn't. Now that's going to be something that we'll have to see. I can't speculate on that. In CN server, we all know that Cobalt B doesn't have flame resonance. Like this Cobalt B in CN server, there's no resonance at all. Ruby is the one with flame resonance. Maybe Ruby will have a better flame resonance than Cobalt B. That could be a thing as well that we could perhaps see coming. Yeah, that's something that I think most players will have to decide on their own. Right now, we don't know anything about Ruby whatsoever. So I feel like if you're trying to build for Fire Team, the best thing for now is to save. It does feel like Flame right now is the most expensive element for free-to-play to actually invest in. Also keep in mind you don't want to miss out on Lin as well. So that could be coming later, maybe after Ruby or after Sakifuwa. We'll see how that goes. But hey, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys pulling for Cobalt B after the changes? Will this affect your decision? Are you guys gonna wait for Ruby and maybe pick up Ruby instead? Do you guys think Ruby will have flame resonance? Because if Ruby has flame resonance, then Cobalt B doesn't make any sense meta-wise. I mean, unless you're pulling her for waifu. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you haven't already subscribed, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Oh, it's raining now.